Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today's going to be a bonus Patreon Twofer. It's going to be a TVT first and then a PVT next. Game number 1 here is going to be between Rocket and, Ejeccutor. I think, here on Nightshade, the latter edition. Bottom right-hand corner, we have the Red Terran player. It is Ejeccutor, with OX and XO on the ends. And in the top left, we have the blue Terran player. It is Rocket. Rocket Raccoon spinning next to his command center. What looks like a very early SCV heading for a proxy location is the blue SCV belonging to Rocket. And walling down on the low ground here is Ejeccutor. I want to say Executor, but it's not. It's Ejeccutor, which means somebody who ejects people? Maybe that's it. Anyway, this is going to be fairly interesting for our Patreon monthly cast here. So one of these players is subscribed to me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $10 a month, which just means that he can send me one replay every single month, no questions asked, and I will cast it. Man, two supply depots, and then command center. Ejeccutor. Okay, this is not very good, man. Reapers can hop up the cliffs and attack your SCVs and go around this area and attack your SCV. Okay, so at least he's putting up 2 racks now, but they are late. If they want to get out of the league that you're in here, Ejeccutor, go to lotv.spawningtool.com. Find a TV whatever build. Basically, 1 racks expand will do very well for you, no matter what is happening here. Rocket lifts up, throws down a reactor. Man, if he had just made a Reaper and then hopped it up here, I think that would have been maybe an instant GG. But, you know, this is a lower level game. And, oh my goodness gracious, walling off with 3 supply depots as well here is Rocket. What is this shenaniganry? What are we doing here today? I believe the official title of the replay was April Fool's Cast. So I'm not sure who the fool is necessarily. Oh, that SCV turned around to fight, but what you got to do? Mineral walk out of there. If you have a worker and it's stuck somewhere, click on him, right-click on minerals, anywhere on the map. You can right-click on these minerals if you want, and you'll get out of there. You can walk through units that have you trapped in. You can't do it with buildings, but you can do it with other units. And would have kept that SCV alive. That was trapped. Anyway, we are just making a billion Marines out of 1 barracks here. Is Rocket? He's making a factory back home. And I guess, you know, there are Marines coming out here now, too. 2 barracks will make Marines as fast as a reactored barracks here. So, fair enough. It's going to be fairly even on that. We've got ourselves an engineering bay coming in, and I still don't think he knows. He does not know about this at all. Is very sneaky out of Rocket, and so far, a pretty good time. Let's see what that factory is up to. Are we getting an engineering bay? All right, so he's going to turn something into a planetary fortress, I assume. I don't know why else you have an early engineering bay, unless it's like +1 marine attack. Which, sure, why not? I mean, the marine count here is pretty even. Ejeccutor's got a good number of marines. It is 6-6. So yeah, we're dead even at this stage of the game. These guys are a little bit crazy. But yeah, I hope these bonus casts the last couple of weeks here have kind of helped you stay a little bit saner during the quarantine for the coronavirus. I don't have anything really else to say about it other than stay healthy, stay safe. I think we can all get through this, and I'm feeling pretty optimistic about the future. I do believe this will be taken care of and beaten. When? I don't know, but it will happen. That's what I believe here. All right, so Tech Lab, factory, and what? What are we doing? He is getting +1 attack. He's waiting for +1 to move in here and try to murder his opponent. He's not doing anything with his command center. Ejeccutor here. He needs to upgrade that to an orbital or to a planetary. Considering he does have an engineering bay, he could make this a planetary fortress just out of a sense of, paranoia, which would be pretty awesome against these Marines, honestly. Planetaries do really well against things like Zerglings and Marines, especially if they don't have incredible upgrades. And with incredible upgrades, not as good, planetaries, but we're not there yet. We're only 4 minutes into this match. Take in production, just to defend. He's got a missile turret up, too. I like the missile turret with this skin. It's kind of cool. The dude in the middle there has got, like, Tron goggles on. Like a Tron visor. Mwah, mwah. Oh, he's got the tank skin with the knives on the front. It's my favorite skin for Terran. It's hilarious. It's just like, hey, you know what would be awesome? What would make this tank look cool is 2 giant knives on the front. It'd be even cooler if you can get an upgrade that gave knives to the tanks, and when they moved like towards something, they actually did damage to it if they pushed it back. Like the knives actually caused damage. So what are we doing? Marine count 16 to 12. Rocket actually has more Marines, and he's going to have +1 here soon enough. So surprise, there's Marines inside your main base murdering all your stuff. SCV's in here getting some damage done, and actually not great positioning out of Rocket's Marines. Some of them in the back aren't shooting anything right now. Same thing with Ejeccutor, though, unfortunately. And he should have waited for the upgrade. I really think Rocket could have just won this if he'd waited for the upgrade. +1 would have been massively important there. But the SCV's pretty good body blockers, pretty good meat shields. And Rocket's attempt here to take down his opponent does not go very well. It is 28 to 20 workers. The trick here is that Ejeccutor has 2 bases, and Rocket only has 1. So economically, Ejeccutor's in a pretty good place. He's tossing down mules. He forced that barracks to fly away. And so far, so good. What a silly opening couple of minutes here for both of these dudes. I'm kind of enjoying it. So more tanks in production here for Ejeccutor. And Marines. Actually, this is first tank, and is it? First tank on the way, and Marines here. Second command center on the way from Rocket. Third command center on the way from Rocket. He could afford it. Might as well toss it down, is what you should do. Now, a lot of gas being taken here by Ejeccutor, and I guess that's going to go to tanks, which is cool. Let's do that. Let's make a lot of tanks. Maybe a third factory would be awesome. Also, I'm not sure Ejeccutor knows about reactors. You can put reactors on your barracks to make these barracks double as effective. Or doubly as effective, I think is maybe the grammatical way to put it. I might speed this up. I don't like speeding up games in StarCraft 2, but it really feels like these guys are not interested in going to kill each other anytime soon, which is not good for the viewer. So we're going to speed this up to ×2 until somebody moves out here, and maybe even ×4, to be honest. I mean, oh, is he making reactors? He does know about reactors. Good man. Now, on 2 bases, you're going to want at least 3 barracks, depending on how many factories you have. All right, extra factories. Cool. Let's go mech. Let's make some Thors. Let's get tanks. Let's move out. Let's roll out and see what we can do against Rocket here, who is finally taking his natural base at 7 minutes and 54 seconds. Third base coming up for him now, too. And turrets across the board. Getting drilling claws. Here is Rocket. And just trying to make sure he doesn't get battlecruisered to death, which I'm definitely not as an Ejeccutor's plans right now. I do like that he's continually making supply depots so he doesn't get supply blocked. That's a great move by Ejeccutor. Oh, that SCV got stuck. Remember when I said you can't get out of buildings that are blocking you? The good news is these buildings can be lowered. Supply depots can be lowered, and then you can get out. Ah, beautiful. He knows that too. Ejeccutor doing some smart stuff here. So planetary at the natural base. I'm going to assume, yep, planetary at the third base. Do we have high-sec auto tracking? Yes. High-sec auto tracking, drilling claws, and +1 infantry attack. These are the upgrades Rocket has decided to go for today. He's got a couple starports back home as Ejeccutor. He's getting, ooh, tech labs on these. This could be battle cruisers. Okay, 1 tech lab and 1 reactor. Man, more starports. These turrets are going to be useful in the end. Whatever it is. Whatever the heck comes out of these. Whether it's Banshees, Ravens. I like Ravens. Man, after that attack, Ejeccutor's kind of kicked it into high gear here. He's got 66 to 19 army supply. If he just brings tanks, he can wipe out this base. And he can probably wipe out this base. Like, walk over here, set up tanks in range of this command center, or this planetary, kill it. Walk over here, set up in range of here, kill it. I think he's got to win. Third base coming up for Ejeccutor. It's a little bit late, but again, this is a lower level game, so expanding it all is definitely awesome for these guys. More tanks. I mean, just Ravens, Medivacs here. Once he has all the pieces, I really think it's time to go. He even has Cyclones in the mix, just for the heck of it. But yeah, army supplies 77 to 22. Ejeccutor is sort of kicking butt and taking names. So the Medivacs are out. We'll heal up some of these Marines that were involved in the initial battle of the 5-minute mark, which is long past, but that's okay. Upgrades for Rocket are looking fantastic. On the other side, he's working on +2 attack and +1 infantry armor. Almost done with those. He's also getting cloak. Is that Banshee cloak? And he's getting Yamato, and he's got the fusion core, so he's going the battle cruisers. I do like that we're making Vikings, though. Oh, the Vikings out of a reactor starport, man. Double pump those Vikings. That's what we're here for. And Ejeccutor has just no interest in moving out across the map at all. Is he scanned?
SCV ready.
Sort of. Like, he knows this is a base. 105 to 27 army supply. Dude, Ejeccutor, get in there and win. That said, battle cruisers will be a problem for your army composition. The 3 Vikings are going to be useful. The Ravens with anti-armor missile could be really worth their weight in gold here. And the Marines are going to be okay. But are you just going to let Rocket catch up? It's time to go, man. Alright, so he's going to send Hellions out to hopefully not just die to planetaries, but it feels like that's what he's up to.
Upgrade complete.
Alright, so we slow it down. Do not. Why would you go in here? I get it. You want to kill some SCVs. Ah, it's incredible. Alright. Well, the Hellions are going home after killing a couple SCVs. 8 total have gone down on both sides during different battles. So we're back up to +2 because nobody seems interested in doing much at all here. Yay, Ejeccutor's making nukes, though. Okay, I'm more on board here. Whatever he's trying to do with nukes, I support him. This poor SCV is stuck down here. 4th base on the way from Rocket. His army supply is getting up there. Actually going for high-capacity fuel tanks. I think that's what that's called. Look at him walling this off so that Hellions can't just wander in here. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, 3 battle cruisers at a time. I really feel like this game's going to come down to one massive battle, and somebody will win, and somebody will GG out. Army supply 145 to 72. Rocket's really, really starting to come up in economy right now. And in total army supply. And is it time to go? It's an interesting composition. I gotta say, out of our Terran player, does he have ghosts? He has ghosts in there. Oh, for the nukes, right. That makes sense. You don't usually see ghosts in lower level games, but if you're making nukes, you gotta make the ghosts. It's just, it's a requirement. It's a requirement of the times. Alright, well here comes Ejeccutor. We're going to fly right into missile turrets first of all to start. Pulling him back very nicely there. Using lock-on on missile turrets. You can see those. Ow, ow, ow. Alright, couple tanks down. Is that Raven? There we go. Raven's ready to get rid of those Widow Mines. It might just be time to nuke up the ramp, man. Just take a ghost. Toss down a nuke. He's unloading in the range of tank fire. Please stop this. This tank's just like, alright guys, I got 7 kills. I can do this all day. Just nuke up the ramp. Like right here. That'll give you a landing zone. Meanwhile, a bit of a Marine Marauder attack coming in against a planetary fortress. The repair is real now, and that's going to help quite a bit. It actually pulls most of the army home when the planetary had it, guys. Yeah, that's a trick, man. It is, honestly, it is hard to avoid the impulse to bring your whole army home when something's under attack. The trick is really seeing what's attacking it and responding appropriately with a number of units. If you have a planetary already, you can handle a lot as a Terran player, especially if you are repairing it. But battle cruiser just, oh my gosh, that's so many BCs. That is 7 battle cruisers. I just don't think Ejeccutor has enough here. This base isn't a planetary yet. If you jump in, you can probably take it down. Does he even have stim? He's got stim. Sensor towers getting picked off. I'm liking this, but what this is just going to turn into is just Rocket's going to show up with like 7 battle cruisers, and there's just not enough anti-air, right? I mean, there's 3 Vikings, there's 6 Cyclones. I love this nuke concept a lot. Oh, he's just sacking SCVs. All right, that's fun. Pretty. Just pretty. Ejector thinks he has this game. In fairness, it is 44 to 24 workers and 127 to 121 supply. He has the lead in a lot of situations, but what he doesn't have a lead in is battle cruisers. He's making some Thors, which can be very good against BCs, but it's only 4 of them. All right, so it's a 3 basing income versus Rocket trying to take a 4th base up on the top right, but it's not quite done yet. You know what it's time to do is nuke something else. Oh, hang on. You can nuke these BCs. I believe in you. You can do it. You can toss down 2 nukes on those BCs, and I'm not sure that Rocket would recognize what's happening. That said, I think he's out of ghosts. No, he has 1 in there. Come on, man. You have ghosts. You have 2 nukes. Let's do this. Did he forget he had more? He might have forgotten he had more, actually. Thors walking up. Good anti-air. Like, this is really a decent answer to battle cruisers, is Thors in the single target anti-air mode. The whole splash damage air mode is not great, but you want the single target anti-air mode. It does 50 damage per hit, which is just pa-pa, pa-pa, pa-pa. It's great against things with a lot of armor like battle cruisers, because that armor is only factored into every hit, and they're very slow, but they're very big, and you know how this works. I've talked about it enough on the channel. Ah, that's that jump sound. That's the jump sound. And, So the Cyclones are like, hey, guys. Can we even squish in here? Our own buildings are working against us right now. Not great. I'm not even sure he knows what to do. Oh. What? No, don't nuke your own stuff. No, don't kill the nuclear silo. Oh, that. Cancel that. Maybe cancel that nuke? That's fantastic. Alright, well, it's just battle cruisers versus whatever. Oh, he's using the wrong anti-air mode. If these Thors were using the single target, this would be a better and different situation for Ejector. Oh, he did it! He went into the right mode. But I think it's too late. If the Thors had had some of their own time to take these down while everything else was buffering for them, this Ghost is like, I got this. I got this. Good game from Rocket. Lol out of Ejector. That's it for Ejector. He done. Rocket is your winner in 23 minutes and 46 seconds. Resources lost. 23,000 for Ejector and 12,000 for Rocket. Not bad. 6 battle cruisers went down, but he still had 7 at the end of the game. That is, I mean, 5 Thors out. A lot of buildings going down. 20 supply depots out there. 11 tanks, 16 Cyclones, all 5 Vikings. And a nuke was lost somehow. Oh, okay. So if you have a nuclear silo and it dies when there's a nuke in it, then it counts as a nuke lost. Very cool. So I learned something today. Yeah, turns out battle cruisers good unless you have a specific response to them, which in TVT is usually other battle cruisers. So good game for game number 1. Let's move into game number 2 here between 2, I think, a little bit better players. We'll see how it goes, but it's going to be Juromaru. We'll be right back. Game 2 is here on Everdream between Altison I think that's it in Juromaru. Bottom left, we have the red Protoss player, Juromaru. And in the top right-hand corner, it is the blue Terran player, Altison. I think I said that wrong the first time, but I think I nailed it the second time. Altison it is. All right, so PvT here on Everdream, which one is one of the newer maps. I don't know if there's anything super interesting about it. Other maps have giant slow zones and island bases and interesting stuff like that, but other than a bunch of high Vespene geysers, high capacity Vespene geysers? Rich Vespene geyser. Why do I always forget the word is for that? I don't rightly know. I don't have an answer for ya. So probe in. Juromaru knows how to do this PvT stuff. He's going to come in, see what's what. What he needs to do is actually... Oh, that actually works. You pull an SCV off the line, that counts. Like, it's going to happen anyway. Oh, 2 SCVs off the line is even better. That's some lost mining time for Altison. Nicely done, nicely done. Don't lose the probe. Ah, okay. Well, he lost the probe, unfortunately. He was trying to block out the top of the ramp with a pylon, which would be annoying, but I don't think necessarily missing that is the end of the world. 1 gate expand on the low ground here, which, okay, pro tip, when you're playing PvT, don't do this. You do this against Zerg because Lings are scary, but the problem with Terran is that all their stuff is ranged. So they just show up with Marines and Marauders and kill all your stuff, and you're stuck behind this wall and you can't touch them because they're here instead of like right here, you know what I mean? So don't do this. Like, do what Showtime does. He's going to throw up his gateway up close to home, Cybercore close to home, then maybe a pylon with a couple shield batteries, but not so much of a wall that his own units can't get out there and defend. So seems like Juromaru not quite sure how to do the PvT properly, but that's okay. We're here. We can help out with that just a bit. Expansion on the way from Altison. Loving that. Not actually getting a Reaper, interestingly enough. Oh, that would have been good too. Don't make Zealots early in PvT. Don't do it. Other players will have a Reaper, and then you'll just spend your whole time chasing it, and it will start killing your probes, and you'll be mad. Always make... So go 1 gate into Cybercore, wait for the Cybercore to finish, then make an Adept and make a Stalker. Or just make an Adept, or just make a Stalker. Either way, don't make Zealots early. Zealots are good when they have charge against Terran, but not so much now. I mean, he's really playing this like it's a PvT. There are different strategies for different matchups. Go to lotv.spawningtool.com and look up PvT strategies. There is actually a link for that very thing. You'll see current up-to-date builds by GM and pro-level players that are upvoted by other people as recommended and very good. Just choose one. Choose one, follow it, do everything that it says, and you will find yourself increasing in MMR in no time and getting promoted. Forge on the way from Juromaru. I'd really rather see a robotics facility or a Stargate in PvT. I mean, upgrades are important, yes, do that. But I would rather see just going up to those Colossus, going up to Disruptors, Archon, Psionic Storm, all of these things you're going to want against Terran. Splash damage is going to be your saving grace. If all you have are gateway units in Zealot Stalkers, Adepts, Sentries, it's not going to be enough to be a really good Terran player. It's just not going to happen. I love that this SCV is just hanging out. It's like, hey, when are they moving out? Oh, now crap. I am dead. Terran player has the wherewithal to make a bunch of stuff. He's just not doing it. He's got the resources. He has the supply. His production tab is empty except for an SCV, though. So, yeah, this seems like another lower level game, but that's fine. Everybody who's playing StarCraft is a friend of mine, no matter what level you're at. 100%. Bunker coming in. Oh, he's finally making stuff. All right, so Marauders are going to be awesome here. Bunker's going to be real nice, too, if it can finish, but this Stalker has some other ideas about that. Don't get backed into a corner. Stalker Marines are pretty good against you. And there's the Guardian Shield. I like it. Where's the bunker? Let the bunker finish. SCV doesn't finish it. It has nothing left. Marines and Marauders are really good against these units. Like, Marauders are stupid good against Gateway units, which is why Gateway units are not that great against Terran at all. Yeah, these Marauders, they're not messing around. Ooh, he canceled the bunker. You didn't have to cancel the bunker. You could have just tossed up another SCV and finished it. Just right-click on it like you're fixing it, and it will finish. All right, that's fine. In addition, now making some gateways after that attack failed. So pro tip is make stuff while you're attacking. I know it takes a lot to pay attention to that. I struggle with that myself. But while you're on the offensive, your opponent is probably not going to be able to attack you. So use that time to make additional gateways, get upgrades. I love getting charge here. That's really nice stuff. And maybe getting additional tech, like one of those robotics facilities I mentioned earlier. Altison decides it's time to move out, which, I don't know if I agree with this. He's getting Concussive Shell and Combat Shield and Stim, which is awesome. He doesn't have anything yet. So here's the problem with having your wall, is these guys just show up and go after your gateways like this. Oh, also get Warp Gate real fast. Oh, but the A move, guys. The A move, though. Wow, this is a lot of scary Marauders, actually. Yeah, see how they're getting your gateway? Yeah, the first thing you need to get when your Cyber Core is done is Warp Gate. So you can warp in defensive units here, especially real fast. Ooh, Concussive Shell is done. That means that Stalker dies. This is the problem with having a wall at your natural base if you are a Protoss player. Kappa, 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 kappa. And you know what? Stalkers do bonus damage versus armored, which means they're okay versus Marauders, but in any number to any number, you're just going to die here if you try to go Stalker versus Marauder without some really stupid good Blink Micro, and even then you're probably just out. So good hold. Pretty good hold there by Juromaru. Everything is fine, I believe. Is getting charged, which I, again, greatly support, but I'd love to see some Colossus. If your opponent's going this much bio, Colossus are going to be worth their weight in gold. Also, getting Warp Gate would be a massive thing, too. So, I think the most important lesson, I think, for you to learn today is going to be don't wall off against Terran like this. Just put your production facilities inside your main. Have some shield batteries, maybe a couple cannons if you want, but don't wall it. And number 2, get Warp Gate out of the Cybernetics core as soon as it finishes. Like, that is a priority. I like that you're getting a 3rd base. That's really nice. Altison has apparently an objection to making medevacs, which he's making a factory, so he could be trying to get there, but he is a long way out. A long way out. Oh, Stim's done. Alright, he really wants that Warp Gate, and he's going to get it, which is hilarious. Pretty good stutter step from Altison. Very nice. Really frustrating as a Protoss to deal with a Terran who knows how to stutter step like that. But all you can do is let them go, and if they come back in, get shots off. They can't stand and fight against you in this situation, which is why they're stutter stepping. Especially with the Zealots. The Zealots will have a great time. Still no sign of a starport up here from Altison, so I like what he's doing other than the complete lack of medevacs, which means everybody up here is incredibly bruised and in a lot of trouble health-wise. Army supply 42 to 28, so the Terran player has a lead in army supply, but again, no medevacs is a problem. Did he stim again? Ooh, he stimmed again. See these Zealots getting kills that are usually not be kills, except everything is in the red. No, his stutter step is kind of awesome. But sure, Zealots are going to be amazing, which is why I wanted to go for charge lots, and you went there, so that's fantastic. Working on +1/+1 for his bio. This counterattack is fairly intimidating. It's 22 to 24 army supply. Juromaru has the lead now. Just random Marines wandering about. They're not even on an attack move. He's just like sending them on little missions. These Marauders are completely forgotten. Hey, starport's done. It is time for medevacs. That's going to be a lot harder for Altison to handle. Or, sorry, for Juromaru to handle. Juromaru does have a Templar Archives, which means he can make High Templar, he can research Storm, which is really good at the lower levels, because lower level players especially have a hard time Storm dodging. But also Archons are not bad here either. Archons doing bonus damage versus biological, which these Marauders and Marines are. So High Templar out. Any sign of Storm being researched? Not that I am aware of. Upgrades say no. No Psionic Storm is done. I like that you're making additional buildings here at the same time. And a 3rd CC on the way from Altison after Juromaru has already been on 3 bases for some time. So Juromaru doing a good job keeping up on economy. I kind of feel like Altison had a plan to just show up with a bunch of Marines and Marauders and win, but Juromaru had other plans. He's making 3 Archons. Okay. The more Archons, the better, I really feel like. And going for additional upgrades with that second forge. Loving that stuff too. So some good choices here by Juromaru over the last couple of minutes or so. Altisan's actually tossing up a 3rd command center on site. He can lift that command center and land it here if he wants to. He's just making more barracks at his natural base, kind of running out of room up here. Actually making Vikings. What on earth is he making Vikings for would be my question. What did he see that makes him think he needs to double pump Vikings out? Is he just assuming Colossus? That has gotten quite a few players dead in the past, is assuming what their opponent is going to do instead of, you know, actually looking for it and scouting it properly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Other than the Vikings not to have much to do because, again, nothing here is flying or big like Colossus are and can be hit by them at all. So, Alright, so bunch of medevacs are here. This is great. Oh, he's landing. This is fantastic out of Altison. Altison. I keep saying Altison, but I think it's just Altison? I don't know. Pronunciation for names can pretty much be whatever it wants. Juromaru is taking a 4th base now, really sitting on the defensive here, which I kind of support. It's kind of good for Protoss players to get up to all their different tools and tricks before they move out, but yeah, this is kind of good. We got Archons, we got Zealots, we got the +1/+1 done for the Zealots and the Stalkers, working on +2 attack, and maybe this is a timing attack here. +2 is finishing up. Yeah, again, the Vikings, I can't figure out what they're for unless they're just making assumptions they're going to be Colossus to kill. So army supply 78 to 65. Altison has a bigger army. Maybe jump on it. There we go. We're jumping on it. See, Zealots are buffering the damage. Archon's doing a lot of damage. Stalkers in the back really causing some problems here too. And full-on retreat. The Archon's doing a lot of work here. The Vikings just kind of flying around getting blown up. Yeah, Archon's going down once they start getting direct hits there. But if there's Zealots buffering for them, they do pretty well. Guardian's Shield is helping, but the medevacs are really making the Marines and Marauders that much more effective, and bam! Juromaru's army gets wiped out. It's 36 to 15 army supply. That is a counterattack situation from Altison. One of these days, he'll learn the importance of counterattacking. Maybe bringing... Oh, is he going? He's lifting. He's going. Bring the Liberators. The Liberators are going to be really good. Really, really good. No army actually coming in at all here from Juromaru. He did get Warp Gate. He's working on +1 air weapons, which... Is that possibly a mistake? It feels like it is. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Altison, why? He is having a really bad time just kind of flying units or walking units into danger today. Man, get that medevac. Just get the medevac. There you go. Smart job. Smart job, Juromaru. Archon. Bruh, 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 bruh. Everything dies. Zealots buffering very nicely. And now Juromaru's ahead in army supply. Or what? Hang on. We're warping stuff in. It's kind of... Everything's in flux at the moment. Another base on the way from Altison. Okay. So Altison's doing some serious business. Spending his money pretty well. He's only on 40 workers, which is not super great. He needs to saturate this 3rd base, probably by transferring some of his natural over to there and just continuing to make SCVs. Really, maybe... Oh, man. Mules, though. That's a lot of mules, baby. That income's going to be massive. Ooh, and we get our 2nd Ghost Academy of the day. Well, 2nd Terran player who's making a Ghost Academy of the day anyway. Top left base by Juromaru. It's very close in resources lost today. 7,300 to 7,200. These players seem pretty darn evenly matched. But yeah, so part of the trick here is just having awareness. Robotics facilities are really good for robos too. Did I just... Yes, I did. For observers, right? You send the observer out. You try to see when bases are taken. Because usually when players just take a base, it's pretty unprotected. Like, there's nothing here to stop you from coming in and killing this. Except for the planetary, which isn't done yet. And if you'd seen it coming a little bit sooner, then you could have taken it out. And that would have been a big blow to Altison's economy and his morale. But holy smokes, Altison is getting enhanced shockwaves. That is an upgrade for EMPs for Ghosts. That means their EMP does more, bigger radius on the shield and energy removal. I mean, that's something I would expect somebody like Innovation to get, or a GM Masters level player to get. Not necessarily something I'd expect out of somebody at this level. Somebody with an average of 75 APM in this game. Juromaru sitting around 113 on average for the day, but spiking around 200. Got a lot of stuff going on, like in that. Army supply about even at this stage. Does he actually have ghosts is the question for Altison. He does not actually have ghosts. He's making 3 of them, and he's getting a fusion core. So is he planning on going for battle cruisers? Would be my question. +2 attack, +2 armor. Shields coming in now. Hey, is that +3? Oh, that is 3/3. I'm bad. I'm casting too much today. Yeah, this is where Storm would be incredible. Ooh, did that Disruptor shot just hit some Protoss units? It might have. Disruptor can't go again. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is not going super well. I really feel like you want Storm or something if you're Juromaru here with all this bio. What was that sound? I don't know what that was. It was mysterious. Alright, Altison decides it's time to go. Just big, Marine, Marauder, Medevac. See, the observers are scouting this stuff out. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Alright, got a Colossus without extended thermal lance. Disruptor hit. Oh my gosh. That's a good Disruptor hit. That was really nice. I mean, it wasn't the best one I've ever seen, but it was really, really good. Is he just sacking that base? He might just be sacking that base. These are 2/2 Marines and Marauders. Ah, a bit of a flank attack here from the backside. Altison got himself kind of stuck. Some of his units are not attacking properly. The Zealots are all going down, though, and once those guys are down, everything else is in a bit of trouble, but he's running from the Colossus. He doesn't like what he sees there at all. Liberator's trying to join the party very intelligently, get out of there. Oh, Medevacs getting focused down. Liberator's getting focused down. Altisa not spending his money as well as he had been. Oh, it's a free Medevac, though. It's a free Medevac, though. Yeah, got it. Nice. Medevac count is down to 0. And when a Terran player is down to 0 Medevacs, death is on the line. Yeah, so Altison's going to lose his 4th base. He's really trying to pump units out here, but without the Medevacs, they're just not... Oh, ow. Friendly fire disruption shot. Nice EMP, though. Really nice EMP, though. Marauders just had a bad rally or something. SCV's in the mix trying to help. And actually kind of being allowed to get damage off, which is hilarious. But that's your good game. Altison taps out, and Juromaru is your winner in 18 minutes and 9 seconds. That was a good one. Good little back and forth. Nice match, Juromaru. Thanks for sending it in. I hope some of the things I talked about are going to be useful here. I mean, you got there with the Warp Gate eventually. That was really good. Warp was fantastic. And then Colossus, right? Colossus helped immensely, too. Once you got that, it was a lot easier. Terran players are afraid of Colossus. And he did make some Vikings. You can see them on the left here. Just a little bit too little and too late. Resources lost at the end of the day. 18,000 for Altison and 15,000 for Juromaru. That is 9 Medevacs down. That is so many Medevacs. Losing all of those is bad. If you're going to lose a battle, Terran players, make sure your Medevacs survive if you can. And making a ton of Zealots to buffer for the Marines and Marauders is beautiful from Juromaru. A bunch of Stalkers, a Disruptor. A couple Disruptors might have been nice, but, you know, maybe one. Maybe one is enough for now. We'll move up to more later. And that's a win for the Protoss. So good job by Juromaru, and that's going to be it for me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And a special Patreon edition. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.